I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust for January 18th. And the first order of business will be to elect Chairman Pro Tem, since our Chairman and Vice Chair are absent.
Thank you. Francis would like to nominate Carrie Decker as Chairman Pro Tem.
I second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor, please.
Aye.
Oh, yeah. The machine. And the motion is approved.
Thank you very much. With the meeting called to order, the next agenda item is to approve the minutes of the January 4th, 2011 Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public School Trust meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Have a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Motion passes. The next item is moving into the financial reports. Item A is approve the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust Revenue and Obligation Report for November of 2010. Mr. Winger?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The report is the standard monthly report that you received in the past. The detailed reports are attached. One of the things that we continue to see decline is the available funding for the suburban districts as they continue to claim additional projects. We're now at $14,091,000. And so we see that as significant success, as that was originally a $150 million program that is starting to wind down. The other reports are also attached, and I can answer any questions that you may have.
I'm going to go ahead and do item B, ratify the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public School Trust payments as well. Any comments on those? Questions or comments? If there are none, take a motion to accept the revenue obligation report and ratify the trust payments. Second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We'll vote on those two reports. Motion carries. The final item is, under the financial reports, is approve the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public School Trust semi-annual report. Eric, any comments on that?
This is the semi-annual that you received multiple times before. Upon your approval today, we'll forward this to the City Council and the school district for their information as well. Format is identical. It includes a summary of the previous trust actions for the period up through June 30th of 2010. It also includes updated charts that you will find, and there's been significant progress made in the areas of project design and project construction. Again, can answer any questions that you may have regarding the report.
Very encouraging. Any comments or questions for Eric?
Or audited numbers?
These are the
Official.
pages that come from the audited financials, yes.
Yeah. I'll make the
Do you have a question?
Yes, and do we provide this information on the website as well?
I believe we do, and along with this, we actually have the monthly reports, like the one that you have in your packet today, and the annual report as well.
I had a motion, a second. We'll vote on the motion. Item passes. Thank you very much. Next, moving into change orders. Change order A is approved change order number 6 for Lee Elementary School, an increase of $53,655.60, project ES 0034.
Thank you. This is a project that's about 95% complete. This change order represents about a 1.7% increase over the original contract price. With approval today, it will increase the total percentage to 7.5%. There's also additional days that are associated with this change order. There's 60 days for some additional structural bracing that was required. You'll find the structural bracing item is item number 14 on page 2. It was an item that was uncovered during demolition. The as-built drawings that we provide to the architects of record use those for the design, but once the contractor opened up that wall, it was different than they expected, and so there was additional structural supports that were required before they could proceed further with construction. There's several other significant items also included in the change order. There's some water damage repairs on item number 3. There's some electrical panel modifications, item number 5. There are 2 items on page 2, number 6, which are some special needs area renovations that include services for washers and dryers to serve those children. There's an item number 7 that are some door replacements in a corridor that was required to be upgraded to fire-rated doors. We do have the architect with us today supporting the change order and can answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions regarding the change order for Lee?
Sounds good.
Seeing no questions, do I have a motion?
Move approval.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. We'll vote on the change order. The item passes. Next, Eric, change order number B, recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District number 89 approve change order number 3 for Claston School of Advanced Studies, an increase of $32,177 on project EB0014.
Thank you. Class in SAS is about 50% complete today. There's 9 items on this change order, and the total percentage of this is about 0.3%. If approved today, it'll raise the total percentage to 1.8. There are 8 days that are included also in this change order for restroom renovations that are found on page 2. This is for some additional faculty restrooms that were requested that are going to be constructed as a part of this change order. The other significant item is actually number 1 on page 1. It's some utility bill payments for the temporary classrooms. It was omitted as a part of the pricing when that was approved as a part of the bid, and so this makes whole the contractor's utility costs before those were transferred to the school district.
I'm sorry, what was that last one?
Utility bill payments for the temporary classrooms that were provided by the contractor. We did not have those originally provided as a part of the base bid to have the contractor make payments for utility bills, and he was subject to do so until we could get the utilities transferred. And so this reimburses the contractor for those utility costs. The temporary classrooms are under the complete control of the school district at this point, and so they're paying for all operations and maintenance of those buildings.
Okay.
Any questions regarding the change order? Anthony?
With the other projects that have included temporary buildings, have we been paying the utility cost during that temporary period?
The only other time that I remember us doing this was on Grant High School, and I don't recall at this point how those specs were written. For the most part, the temporary classrooms that are being used are the portables that are already in existence, and so in that case, the district pays for those. But I can go back and research Grant High School, which was the other project that we actually provided some contractor-provided temporary spaces, and I can get that response back to you.
But in this case, they didn't have temporary classrooms to begin with, and we needed these because of the renovations we were doing in Classen School. Is that correct?
Right, and so the classrooms were provided with the bid. The question was who was responsible for the utility payments. And while they're being established and when they were turned over, the contractor made several utility payments that were not his responsibility by contract, and so he's seeking reimbursement for that cost.
The Oklahoma City School District has deemed that that it's not their responsibility to pay either.
They are through the project, yes. So that's approval of this change order will make whole the contractor who made those payments. And then the district from this point forward will pay for those utilities.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying.
It's bond money. This is a bond-funded project, so it's ID9 bond funds.
Any further questions? Do we have a motion to approve this change order?
7,000 something.
On the utility payments, $7,504, $7,504.
Thanks, all right. I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor, please vote. All in favor? Item passes. Thank you. Item number 5 is recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District number 89 authorize expenditure of $4,666 to Worth Hydrochem of Oklahoma, Inc. for chemical cleaning and testing of the chilled water cooling system at Oklahoma Centennial High School, project EB0003.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an ongoing item that has been open on the Centennial project since it was finished about a year ago. The system was upgraded when the new building expansion of the auditorium and the competitive gymnasium were added. The mechanical systems were extended, but the existing chillers and boilers and the looped chilled water and heating water systems were maintained. And as you recall through previous change orders, we had several attempts in cleaning that system, but it does require re-cleaning periodically. We had a re-cleaning scheduled when the project was completed, but it was a significantly higher cost than the one that's being proposed as a part of this item today. We learned after negotiating with a contractor that the district has a contract with the same company, and so the significant savings could be realized in having them go directly to them and providing this service. And so recommendation today, we'll forward this item to the school district for approval. They'll be using an annual district contract with Worth Hydrochem to clean the Centennial High School chilled water system and then replacing the chemicals in that system with ones that were provided on the project.
Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is an annual thing, $4,600 annually?
This is just a one-time cost just to do the Centennial High School. The contract services all of their needs across the district. So we're going to use that existing contract that they have to provide the services. The services specifically for the $4,666 is to clean and treat the Centennial High School system.
Yeah, but this sounds like an ongoing bill that we're not going to be around very long to keep paying, or at least we shouldn't, I don't think.
So yes, they will have ongoing maintenance at that school and the others. This is really that final item to finish up the construction, or at least the MAPS project.
We didn't
part.
do it right the first time, kind of thing?
We had a price that we weren't willing to approve because we felt it was too high. We didn't approve it.
Oh, okay, so it's never not been done poorly, it just hadn't been done at all?
We did not do it at the end of the project, and so this takes care of that item now
Okay, great.
at a greatly reduced cost.
Reduced price. We saved a lot of money. We saved a lot of money by going out for.
Excellent. Okay, good. Well, you always hung in there. That's great. Got a good number. Okay, good.
Any further questions? Do we have a motion for this item?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. We'll vote. Item passes. Thank you very much. Number 6 is update the status of the Oklahoma City MAPS program.
Mr. Chairman? Several things. First of all, the City Council and the School Board had a joint meeting last Tuesday night to discuss several things. It was primarily presentations by the school district as to modifications and changes that they are proposing for the district with a higher emphasis on academics. There are a lot of moving factors, a lot of issues with the school district, and I'm not sure that we've got they have their arms around all of them right now, but I think they do have a good focus, and they're trying to implement some changes that I think are very positive. So it was about a 2-hour meeting, and Eric gave about a 10-minute update on Maps for Kids, and the police chief gave about a 5-minute update on truancy, and the other hour and 45 minutes was all spent on the financial issues and the strategic plan of the school district and the changes that they're going through. And I think it was very well received by the City Council. And the City Council, I think, is committed to monitor the situation and the progress of the school district. And I think the superintendent and the chairman of the school board have agreed to come and provide quarterly updates to the council on their progress. So I think that's a good thing. We're getting down the line of the projects. As I think you all know, that all the schools now have architects. The only remaining project is the administration building to have a design professional procured for, and the A&E interviews are complete, and we'll have the recommendation at the next trust meeting on that project. Well, we don't know for sure. It may be just about remodeling the present administration building. It's the one that at one time we're looking at doing at the General Record building, but that we were not able to do that. The downtown elementary site selection is underway. TAP Architecture is managing the overall process. The committee members have been contacted, and members are pending. There'll be a series of workshops. There's a site selection committee that was made up of 2 members off the City Council, which are Meg Sellier and Sam Bowman, 2 members off this trust, Mr. Edwards appointed himself, and Valerie Edwards to sit in to do that. 2 members off the school district, who are Phil Horning and Gail Vines, and then 2 at-large stakeholders from downtown Oklahoma City, and that's Larry Nichols and Kirk Humphreys. And so that's an 8-member board that will assist the architect in the selection of the downtown elementary school. So that's just getting kicked off at this point in time. We expect a recommendation in about 60 days on the site. So that should be an interesting process. On community meetings, Johnson Elementary is having their groundbreaking this Friday on January 21st at 10 a.m. Putnam Heights Elementary is having a ribbon cutting next Friday on January 28th at 1:30. And Pierce Elementary will be having a ribbon cutting the following Monday on January 31st at 1 o'clock p.m. And then our next trust meeting will be 2 weeks from today on February 1st. I'd be happy to answer any questions the trustees may have.
Any questions for the city manager? Seeing none, do we have an update on the program consultant update, other than what's been provided?
No update on the consultant, just a staff comment when we're to that point.
Comments by trustee, staff, and citizens?
one of the questions came about the report, whether it had audited or unaudited results. These are actually unaudited, so that was brought to my attention. This is an internal report, but we do have audited financials for the trust as well, but as a part of this report, they're unaudited. So if I could just make that one clarification on the item that you approved today.
Thank you very much for clarifying. Any additional questions from anyone? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.